Hello and welcome everyone to the Foreigner Challenges team battle hosted by Comtours. I am your host Cray SW and hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend, and trust me, it is going to get a lot better as we do have the 4 strongest teams coming from the Southeast Asia, Taiwan and Hong Kong region fighting it out against each other for today. So introducing the teams that will be participating for today's event. We do have the runners-up and also the winner from the All-Star Team Battle Tournament, which happened a couple of weeks ago. And they are Team Illuminati from Thailand and Jaja Heng Heng, consisting mainly of GOAT players and 1 boss. And we do have, on the other hand, Candy House and Red Devils. Here's the format of the match rules. It is a best of 5 double elimination bracket. Match 1 will be the pre-ban SWC battle, followed by match 2, which will be the 4-star and below. However, in match 3, we will be seeing the 20-star battle ruling, and if it goes all the way to match 4 or 5, those will be the pre-ban SWC rules once again. Alright, so it's definitely gonna be a very interesting one. And yeah, we'll be able to see a set of players representing their teams as well. Best of 1 for each of those players, so they can only be playing 1 match in the best of 5. Alright, so double elimination rules applied to this tournament, and here's the rewards. It's gonna be the Shiner or Maruna figurine plus 500 crystals for each player being first place. On the second, it's gonna be 500 crystals for each player. And the third and fourth teams won't be going away empty-handedly. They will also receive 200 crystals each. So the Shiner and Maruna figurine is actually very exclusive. I think there was only a period of time where you could purchase it. So now they are actually giving to the winners. Gonna be very exciting to see who will come out on top of this one. Yeah, Candy House and Red Devils, I believe they've won their tournament in the Taiwan and Hong Kong region as well. So here is the upper bracket round 1. The match 1 will be Jaja Heng Heng up against Red Devils. And after that, we'll be having Illuminati and Candy number 1, which is aka Candy House. And then whoever loses there will go down to the lower bracket, but it won't be over yet. Alright, here's the team list. Jaja Heng Heng consisting of, remember, YS, Marty, Coconut, and Jin Yao. Candy number 1, Chi Hao, Kelsey, Dan Zero. Very strong lineup. On Illuminati side, Doctor, Sherbet, Yon Hong, Monkey God, Nicholas. And lastly, Red Devils, we do have Fish, DC, Cold Drink, Osiris, and Jeffrey. The lineup on Candy House is actually gonna be very scary. We do know that Richards is also one of the top players in RTA, as well as everyone in that list, honestly, in this whole list as well. So it's gonna be fun-packed, filled with action. Just sit back and relax and enjoy this tournament. We do have a coupon code up for grabs at the end as well, so please make sure to stay tuned all the way. Super excited to see the first match coming up. So Jaja Heng Heng, we do know Jiamin loves to abuse all the LD Nat 5s. She has a lot in her arsenal of lineup. And we'll be able to see some of the highlights here that happened during the All-Star Team Battle as well in the Hong Kong and Taiwan region. So loads of interesting drafts so far we've seen in the All-Star Team Battle fights. As we do know that Jaja Heng Heng came out on top of that one. However, Illuminati played so well. I think they didn't really drop any points up until the final match. So they are actually a very consistent team. And this is Jaja Heng Heng. So you can see on the side of Jin Yao, One thing I really love about Jin Yao's gameplay is that he always just uses the normal Nat 5s. Don't really abuse all those LD S tier units because he only has the Julian. And yeah, he really knows how to draft very well. And we do see Connor here. Connor most likely will be representing his team for the 20-star and below. I remember in the All-Star team battle, he just used the Royd every single time, and people didn't really have any answers towards his Royd. Yeah, so that might be an issue for the opponents for today. We'll see about that. This one will be introducing Jiamin. Of course, she has the Lima. Yeah, Lima is super strong right now in current meta in the RTA. And here we'll be seeing Candy House. Dan Zero has that Gianna. Okay, this is Chi as well. So we can see Chi like utilizing things like Susano. Never really seen that in the All-Star team battle. So Susano is actually really strong right now because of the passive. And this is Naked Kimchi against DC. It's a big AoE stunts. Oh, I'm so excited to see the drafts that will be coming. Because I feel like if you win the draft, most of the time, 70% you'll win the match as well. So drafting is actually a very important strat in your RTA progression. So here we'll be able to learn what kind of units that is able to be counterpicked against which lineup so far and so forth. Of course, Oliver is still gonna be one of the strongest normal elemental Nat 5s. I think it's gonna be contested quite a bit, as well as the Shizuka. So yeah, Shizuka is actually proving herself really worthy right now. Here we do see Fish, and yeah, very interested to see what will be the drafts coming out from Jie Hing Hing and also Red Devils for our first match. Alright, so we'll be just waiting for the participants to get ready and we'll be able to head right into the first one. Also, once again, please make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end as there will be a coupon code up for grabs. And it's a very juicy one, alright? Won't mention too much about it until the code is released. So I hope everybody is enjoying your weekend. Yeah, it's Saturday afternoon here in Malaysia, and I can't wait to see what will the drafts be for this time. Foreigner Challengers Team Battle. I think this is also the first time we're having the Southeast Asia region fighting out against the Taiwan/Hong Kong. So we'll see where is the stronger players in terms of the region, yeah? Alright. Once the players are ready, we are definitely able to hit right in. So we do know Illuminati as well. This is a Thai guild. I feel like they flash, especially Monkey God. Yeah, this guy, please take note of him. Later on, you'll be able to see a lot of very interesting drops coming up from that guy. And he do have like more than 10 LD Nat 5s. I remember he kind of flashed here and there, but didn't really pick it. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of drafting he has to offer for today. And I think two of the main bans today most likely will be a lot of Giannas and Tianlangs, yeah? Because Tianlang, one thing, very good in cutting in between all these attack bar pushers and whatnot. Very good against oracles as well. So we do know a lot of people here has the Lima and also Gianna. So first fight of the day. Red Devils up against Jie Hing Hing. We do have Cold-Hearted up against DC. What will the pre-bans be? Both of these players are already in G1. So the RTA season just started not too long ago. And it's gonna be the Yonhong and Lima. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be very interesting pre-bans every single match. So Cold-Hearted will be able to get the first pick this time. And do we see a Shizuka? Or will she just take one of the LD units away from DC? We'll see about this. 15 seconds left. And it's gonna be the Ragdoll. So instant counter pick into the Dominic and Masha. We do know these two units are the best friends right now in current meta. So Cold-Hearted needs to take away the Riley because Riley is gonna be so good onto DC's lineup. And playing it a little bit safe with that Nana. So she has a form of revive for her team. And what will DC do here? He needs to figure out a way to deal with the Nana, at least. Yeah, there we go. Instant counter pick once again with that Mephisto. So definitely not banning out the Nana. And it's gonna be the Wusa for his immunity support unit. So Cold-Hearted here, she needs some damage dealer. So going for the Mouse. But Mouse honestly not too strong against the Mephisto and Dominic because Mephisto got a big shield as well. And finalizing her draft with the Molly. So good heals coming out from Cold-Hearted side. Decent amount of damage as well. So what will DC do here? From what I can see, the only single target stripper on Cold-Hearted side is just that Miles, unless you're banking on Molly's normal attack to strip. So Wusa is gonna be very solid here. And DC will just finalize his draft with another damage dealer in the form of Singza. The Wind Monkey King is gonna be very good here. It means that most likely the Riley will be banned out. Okay, just going for the mouse. Very interesting. So Monkey got very good counter procs into the stun. Defense lead on Cold-Hearted side and HP all round for DC. Who will come out on top of this one? We'll see about it real soon. So what will Riley do here? Going for the immunity. Masha can't really do too much here. Failing to land the armor break onto the Monkey. Yeah, like I said, Cold-Hearted's lineup is only banking on the single target strip coming up from Molly. So has to work onto this Masha already. This Wusa shield is gonna be so good. And Cold-Hearted is having a very hard time trying to reduce any of the life on DC side. So Riley already getting one additional turn. No stun coming up from the Monkey. Every single time this Dominic moves, Cold-Hearted will be taking so much damage on that Nana. But Masha pretty low on health already. And the sustain onto DC side isn't really that good as well. So Cold-Hearted is enjoying this heals coming out from Riley. Yeah, even though there's 3 damage dealers on DC side, it's just not enough. Masha is dismounted already. And it will soon go down. It is definitely not looking good for DC. So Wusa going for the Wish of Immortality once again. And this Nana is just like a sitting duck. Just there for the passive. Big crit onto the Masha. Last hit. No crit. and Masha will probably drop soon once the Nana moves. Gets a heal off. Needs to cleanse, big heal. Masha finally goes down. So it's a 3v4 with 2 stacks on the Nana. It isn't looking good for DC. Dominic finally bringing down 1 life of the Nana already. So Molly is stunned up. There won't be any cleanse coming out soon. Well, this triple supports into the ragdoll. Pretty decent, eh? But is it enough? Because Dominic is still really healthy. So Monkey failing to land armor break. The shield on the Nana too tanky. I'm just afraid that the Dominic will drop soon. Because with this attack buff ragdoll, the Torrent might just do it. Yeah, there we go. 2 more stacks onto the Nana again. And it's looking really grim on DC side. His Monkey isn't doing enough. Yeah, just a 8k damage onto the Nana. Not sufficient. Armor break is cleansed. Everybody back to full life. Oh, this is very brutal coming out from Cold-Hearted's lineup. Very solid draft once again. Never expect the ragdoll to do like very good damage, especially without any armor breaks. And Cold-Hearted will be stealing this win. 1-0. So JJ Hing Hing looking really good, solid as usual. And yeah, DC kind of felt like he went a little bit too aggressive with his draft. I felt like he should have picked last pick as a support unit because Wusa single support isn't really that good because the heal coming out from him is very low. And it's only like every 3 turns or so. The immunity is very nice, don't get me wrong, but the healing department in that lineup isn't really that good. And when you're running things like Masha, she can be pretty squishy, like because you're running on attack, right? So it's gonna be maximum plus 15-16k HP and that's about it. So ragdoll, very easy to demolish her and then it just goes south from there. So very good drafts once again coming out from Cold-Hearted. We've seen her utilizing things like Tianlang, Lima, especially Lima. Yeah, that unit is S tier right now in the current RTA meta. However, it got pre-banned at the start, so hopefully we'll be able to see more Limas in the other matches to come, right? So now we are waiting for the next set of players. This will be the 4-star and below. So representing JJ Hing Hing's side, it is Remember YS. And on the side of Red Devil, we do have Jeffrey. Nani? Remember YS is going for the RNG Faye. This is very interesting. Speed with speed. Yeah, because Jeffrey is also going for the Hongyeon and Draco. And locking in the Shimite already for the speed lead. So on YS's side, he does have double speed leads with the form of Tableau and Faye. Asher and Bernard, one of the best attack buffers in game as well. Because both of their base speed is so high. And Jeffrey, last minute pivoting into this Triana and Grego, I don't think it's good enough. Your first 3 picks, you were contesting for speed. And when you pivot like this, things are definitely gonna die. So locking in the light magical archer, Chris. feel like YS will be very happy to just ban out either the Triana. He has double speed leads and an attack buffer, which most likely will go first anyways. But just removing the Shimite, just making sure that he goes first. Because we never know, maybe the Draco is like super fast on Jeffrey's side. So playing it a little bit safe in this one. If YS don't kill anything on the first turn, it's gonna be pretty scary for him. So Asher going for the buff. Gets the armor break onto this Triana. A potential one shot. Alright, additional turn. Into the kill. And Faye. Does he ignore damage? Nothing. The RNG on this Faye, not good. So do we see the Grago come back from this? He needs a very big nuke. Going for the Asher actually. Big damage. So Asher finally landing the strip. Ooh, that's a lot of damage now from the Faye. Can this Chris kill? Not able to kill, but the armor break lands onto the Grago and it's already down to last hit. This Bernard should be able to finish it off. Yeah, 8,000 damage, more than enough. And I think it's pretty much over for Jeffrey because it's just the two supports. And YS. Although his Faye didn't ignore damage, but you can see the counter proc, right? The additional hits from the second and third skill did so much on the second turn. Bringing down the Grago to almost like quarter life. And after that, Chris landing the armor break into the full out Bernard. Whew, that was a very good draft once again, coming out from YS. So we can see his draft consisting of Tableau. I felt like if you don't ban the Tableau, it's gonna be a lot more scary. So you had to do it. And yeah, you just had to leave the two attack buffers in game because most of the time they won't be doing too much. And then you're focusing on just 2 damage dealers instead of 3. So like I said, maybe trying to fight speed with speed, and at the end you feel like you can't really outspeed your opponent. Your draft is kinda a little bit screwed up because with the other 2 units, the Grago doesn't really synergize well with your lineup. He has to tank all those damage and then only he can do something. As well as the Triana for protection. If you could have run like a Kabila, I think that would be nice. And then follow up with another damage dealer at the end. Because one thing, when you're running speed with speed, everything most likely will be quite squishy in terms of their HP. So we do see Marty up against Fish right now. This might be potential 3-0. So Marty going for this Asher. This is the 20-star battle ruling. So Asher, one of the best 3 stars. Great heals, good strips, and super fast with the base speed as well. So Fish just going for the Royd and Lulu this time. And we're seeing a pretty similar draft coming out from Marty. So it's the Vert and Tableau. And this is the draft that I'm kind of talking about. So Fish sticking to his roots, just going for the second turn pivot right here. He already decided in his draft, so he's going for the Antares and the Ragdoll. And Marty bringing out the big gun, Gianna. And the Fire Neilstone agent Lisa. Yeah, Lisa is actually pretty good here. Able to team up. And Fish finalizing his draft with a Tetra. So Gianna is kinda redundant here if Tetra doesn't get banned out. However, there's still very good clans coming off from the Lulu. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky for Marty here. 5 seconds left to lock in their bans. It's gonna be the Vert and Antares. So we'll see whether the Tetra is good enough. Because Lulu and Tetra, a little bit too much support there. But there's also the damage dealer from the Ragdoll. So I guess it's fine. So Asher just going for the buff as usual. And what will the Lisa do here? Landing the glancing on the Ragdoll already. I think Gianna is just gonna go for the bomb into the stun. Yeah, no point saving it. And Tetra will be able to cleanse up one of the stunned units if she chooses to. Going for the Lulu, getting the additional turn. So 4 turns on that bomb is never gonna get detonated. And right now can control the team. I feel like the draft coming out from Fish is so good. The Tableau taking a heavy beating already. He countered the Gianna draft so well. So Roy taking a big chunk of his HP as well. And this Tableau needs to go for the pushback soon. Before he dies. Yeah, no choice. Because the second skill will only land onto the Ragdoll without the immunity. And Asher will be able to sustain the Tableau for a little bit more. So no strips coming out from the Lisa. And I feel like Tableau will be a dead unit here. And there we go, getting the additional turn. Able to land the provoke. So Ragdoll's gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah, just Torrent 18,000. Asher down to the last hit. And this Gianna draft got countered so badly. Roy finally goes down. Getting the additional turn. Ragdoll will be able to finish up the Asher. Getting an additional turn. And just working on to everybody except the Gianna. Because in all honesty, if you can't kill the Tetra, that bomb isn't gonna do anything. So needs to go for this big damage onto the Ragdoll. So many debuffs onto him. If the Ragdoll gets an additional turn though, imagine? Nope. So that's pretty much over. And Marty just left with his support unit. And Fish taking his time to attack. Trying to buy some time, I guess, for his other teammate to figure out his draft later. And the Ragdoll will finish up the Lisa, bringing it back 2-1. So good stuff coming out from Fish. I love how he actually baited that Gianna pick with things like Tetra and also the Lulu. 2 very good counters. The bomb just couldn't get detonated whatsoever. There's no way. Every time it's like 4 turns on the bomb cooldown before it explodes. Yeah. That's the reason why Tetra is a super hard counter towards Gianna users. And especially on the last pick when you already kind of figure out what you wanted to ban. And then there's like another counter unit to screw with your lineup. It's gonna be really tough. So overall, good drops coming out from Fish. He executed his units really well. And yeah, you can see the Royd when the enemy doesn't have any immunity on their side. How well he can control, because every single time, right, when you attack, you'll be able to provoke into the pushback. And then if you get a lucky additional turn, you will be able to do the same thing to another unit. And I feel like it's a very, very solid control tank bruiser in that setup. and just placing the armor breaks into the ragdoll nuke every single time. It was beautiful to watch, and we will be seeing the next set of players right now. It is Jin Yao up against Osiris. So this will be the 4th match of a potential best of 5. Still match point for Jia Hing Hing if they win it 3-1. So Jin Yao locking in the Gianna ban. Osiris playing it safe, going for his Julian. So Osiris wasting no time, taking away the Masha already. And do we see Jin Yao? Oh, Jin Yao is going very aggressive. Okay, the Water Ryu and the Nana. 2 water units whatsoever, but it's kind of like maybe baiting Osiris to go for a Dominic. But we'll see about this one. And because Masha can't live without Dominic, pretty good together. 3 seconds left for Osiris to choose his lineup. Going for the double Sky Surfers actually. So of course, Masha Miles also really good. And fitting in the Oliver. Yeah, Oliver is gonna be pretty decent here, since there's 2 water units onto Jin Yao's lineup. And Jin Yao will be locking in this Shizuka and the Sierra. Osiris just finalizing his draft with that Chompong Riley. I think he's very contented with his draft pick. Felt like maybe a Diana could be good onto Osiris' lineup as well, because it's very heavy water on the side of Jin Yao. And what would Jin Yao go for? Definitely needs a Fire or Wind unit here. And there we go, we are seeing the Diana pickup. But the Masha is gonna be really good. So we'll see about this. The bands needs to be on point. So Jin Yao's potential first turn follow-up damage isn't really the best, because it's just the Water Ryu strip and into a single target bomb. So we'll see whether Jin Yao has enough firepower to deal with Osiris' draft before the Riley heals up. So this mouse super fast. He's thinking hard. Going for the strip onto the Sierra. Oh, the Sierra resisted the armor break. Very unfortunate for Osiris. However, Sierra might still drop to this. But there's a Nana in play. Will he just do it? Not able to kill just yet. And the armor break now lands onto the Miles. So Shizuka just going for the stuns. The Sierra needs to place a bomb soon, so that Shizuka has the 3rd skill bomb. So Masha getting the very important additional turn. However, Sierra no skills just yet, because it got resetted by the Oliver earlier. So will he just increase the cooldown time here? Probably just gonna do it onto herself. Okay, the mouse is dropping. Getting this very important additional turn, however, resisted the bomb. That was unfortunate. So Sierra has 1 more life. Oliver needs to reset. Able to get it. And what will the Riley do? Going for the safer play, which is the immunity. So not gonna take any risk for Osiris. But this Masha is taking a lot of damage just from a normal attack from that Shizuka. So Sierra might have another revive. There we go, the soul protection, very good. And going for the strip. However, no despair stun so far. And the Oliver train is coming. Failing to reset the Shizuka, that's very unfortunate. Armor break lands onto the Masha, so it's gonna be dismounted pretty soon. The Riley will be able to cleanse that if she chooses to do it. Okay, going for the 4th skill first. So many buffs on Jin Yao's side. That's the beauty of Shizuka. The longer the match delays, when there's small buffs and debuffs in place, it's gonna be so strong. I feel like Jin Yao needs to bring down this Masha as soon as possible. So another round of heals will be coming for Osiris. Hadouken taking half of the life of Masha. And will he just revive the Sierra? He does. Now able to land a bomb. However, resisted again. That Sierra accuracy check not good. Very good for Osiris though. He'll be very happy with that. So Shizuka 3rd skill won't be able to place AoE bombs just yet. But once again, 2 win up against triple water, and there's another stack onto the Nana. The Riley needs to heal. This Oliver has to go crazy. So Oliver has the impulse gun. Failing to land onto the Nana. So Nana will be able to armor break if she chooses to do it. Getting the despair stun as well, that is huge. Thankfully the Riley cleansed the armor break though. So just need to turn cycle this Sierra. The Sierra no bombs just yet. And this Oliver is taking so much damage because on Jin Yao's side, although they are triple water, but we do know things like the Water Ryu, Nana, they do have very good additional damage from the artifacts. So Oliver will drop and it's just left the Riley alone here. Jeje Hing Hing. They will be progressing forward to the next upper bracket match. However, it's not over yet for Red Devils. Yeah, the Riley will drop here. She can only sustain. Look at the damage done from that Water Ryu. Able to crit the Riley as well. So yeah, it's not over yet for Red Devils. They do drop to the lower bracket. And whoever wins the next set of matches, which are Illuminati up against Candy House, the winner will be fighting Jeje Hing Hing, and the loser will be challenging Red Devils later, alright? So, we are in for a treat. It's gonna be a long one. Please make sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy this tournament. We do have a coupon code as well at the end of this stream. So yeah, just stay tuned all the way. Alright? So far we've seen very impeccable drafts coming up from Jeje Hing Hing's side. I love Jin Yao's draft actually, because it might seem very heavy onto the water department, but like I said, maybe going for a last pick, something like a Diana Chongpong will be better than the Riley Chongpong itself, because with Diana in play, we'll be able to do so much damage. And you do have very good controls as well from the Mouse and the Oliver. So he definitely needed to ban like one of the Dyna or the Chumpong. And then, yeah, depending on the situation, you might have your Serious Matter to reset the whole team, placing armor breaks, doing more damage instead of just banking on the Masha for the armor break. So yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. Masha somehow against Triple Water. Yeah, I mean, she could kill off the Sierra, but that's about it. Also, we didn't really see the full potential of the Shizuka because the Sierra kinda derped. She was just there to soak up all the damage done, failing to land the bombs at least twice in that match. So got a little bit unlucky for Jin Yao, but able to see it through perfectly fine. Alright, so now we'll be talking about Team Illuminati and Candy House. We do know Candy House, in terms of their guild structure, they were the #1 in the last season Siege Battle Tournament. So we do know all the players inside this roster is gonna be really good. Maybe we get to see things like Richards, yeah? Like I mentioned earlier, Richards is one of their strongest player. A huge, vast variety of LD-net fights for this guy. And I love to see all this kind of drafts because it makes people think like what kind of units counter which LD, yeah? And also on Team Illuminati side, a very well-rounded team as well. In the All-Star team battle, they didn't really fall too much in terms of their losses. It was just that when they were up against Jecha Hinking at the end, that's where they only lost the majority of their fights. And yeah, they've been proving themselves really worthy as a top contender in the Foreigner Challengers team battle. So can't wait for that next set of matches to come. So how is everybody doing? If you just tune in, Jecha Hinking will be progressing forward to the upper bracket match, and Red Devils will be waiting to see who's their opponents in the lower bracket. It all depends on this one, yeah? Illuminati up against Candy #1. So hope everybody is enjoying their Saturday afternoon. Yeah, just gonna wait for 2 of those players to get ready and we'll be able to head right in. The winners for this tournament as well, they will be receiving either the Shiner or Marina figurine and also 500 crystals. So it's definitely all to play for. We do see Yon Hong 187 up against Dan Zero. And Yon Hong, he's top 5 in RTA. This guy, look at his points, man. 1923 already, and it's gonna be the Ragdoll and the Yon Hong band. So first pick goes to Dan Zero, locking in that Dominic. It's one of the most fought units on first pick. And are we actually seeing a Coco Mephisto? So Yeonhong kinda probably know what kind of draft that Dan Zero loves to go for. However, removing those units for the safer picks, Gianna and Oliver. So good strip stun into the reset. We are seeing a very interesting Tomo right there. So Tomo also providing 24% speed lead. And what will Yon Hong do this time? Going for the Pontos. So Pontos, very strong support unit. I'd say second best to Lima. And we do see a Masha as well. So whenever we see Tomo, usually a Shizuka is picked up. However, does Dan Zero go for that route? Tomo Shizuka combination. Yeah, there we go. I knew it. Those two are really strong together. I'm not even kidding. And what will be the last pick? Locking in the Haegang. So Haegang is definitely there to counter the Gianna and also the Pontos, just in case the Pontos goes for the buff, able to strip. So Yeonhong has 5 seconds left. Needs to go for another stripper. And locking in the Water Ryu this time. So I feel like maybe the ban will be just onto the Haegang. I think Yeonhong is very confident in outspeeding. Five seconds left to lock in their bans. And it's gonna be the Tomo ban actually. So removing one of the speed lead on Dan Zero's side. And Yeonhong will be super fast. I don't think the Haegang will cut in between. So the Witter Ryu goes first, failing to strip 3 units. But the monkey though, able to get the stun onto the Masha. So the Pontos moved after Masha, a little bit unlucky there, and now able to cleanse. However, the strip comes, landing everyone. Big branding onto the Oliver. Oliver taking so much damage, getting stunned up as well. Yeonhong's team getting countered so hard. That's the beauty of Shizuka. Able to use all the skills from the Pontos. Kinda backfired Yeonhong here. So the Masha can't really do anything because they do have 2 turns invincibility buff. Getting this additional turn to drop the Oliver if he chooses to do it. Just going for the damage onto the Water Ryu. Because Dan Zero just needs one of his support to normal attack and the Oliver is done for. There we go. And it's 3v4 and it's not looking good for Yeonhong. Able to get this additional turn though. Dominic drops. It's not over yet. So sweeping waves failing to land the silence, unfortunately. Every single time Dominic is back. Look at the damage. It's not looking too good for Yeonhong. So the Masha needs to go for the kill. Gets it onto the Song Zhang Lao. So another round of Holy Ground. This definitely isn't over yet. So both sides having invincibility buff. So Pontos getting this additional turn to proc out from the stun. This Masha needs to crit, but with the glancing, there's no way. And you're fighting a water unit as well. Do we see a big crit? Able to get additional turn into the crit. Haegang goes down. This Masha is carrying the team. So Dan Zero got no choice but to use the second skill onto herself. This is a premium Masha. Every single time landing the armor break. It's definitely huge, getting the additional turn. So no choice, has to kill the first life of this Shizuka. And just going for the all things in nature, just trying to stall. I think Yeonhong already has this one in the bag. But there's so many revives. So we'll see about this. So able to place the revive onto herself again. Unfortunately got the additional turn. Wait a minute. Okay. The important silence is up. Because I felt like the Shizuka had the combo off. the turn cycling with the soul protection. Actually, she does. So will this Shizuka ever die? Because there's no strip onto Yonhong's side. And this Shizuka has the soul protection every single time. He needs to kill. Oh, this is the opportunity for Yonhong. Has to go for it. Needs to go for the silence actually. Resistance, but the Masha's so fast. Down to 1 HP and able to survive again. Wow, if this Shizuka wins, I am lost for words. So soul protection again. Masha needs a big crit. Didn't get it. Down to the wire and the Shizuka finally drops. That was actually a very interesting fight. I felt like he could have turned cycle so fast with the soul protection on the second and third skill. It's just that, yeah, one time silence, then it's kind of done for before she places that buff onto her head. And it was actually very interesting to see that, yeah? Able to bring the Masha so low as well. Drag on for at least another good 1-2 minutes there. But yet again, although Yonhong looked like he was losing at the start, you can see the comeback potential from his rune quality, you know? The Masha able to land the armor break into the big crits. So one thing, accuracy is also very high on those kind of units. And another thing, very high crit rate. Yeah, especially when you're critting water most of the time. So very good drafts coming out from both sides. However, Dan Zero just falling short a little bit. I would have loved to see the Tomo and Shizuka combination off because, yeah, if you do not know, when you place Karma, you get an additional turn with the Tomo, and then you'll be able to spread it to the other units. And with Shizuka in play as well, you'll be able to place another round of Karma. So Monkey God, I mentioned this guy before. So he's playing the 4-star team battle this time, up against Kelsey. So Monkey God, this guy very solid drafts every single time. So he's going for the Tableau. And what will Kelsey do here? Will he just pivot right into the second turn? But instead, he's trying to fight speed here with the Shimite and Asher. So is Monkey God confident with his speed? He isn't. He's falling back to this Triana. And we do see a Gina as well. So Gina able to be something like a Hathor, right? Able to place sleeps and stuff like that. Pretty decent unit. And Kelsey just going for the Draco Abigail. So good buffers on his side already with an AoE armor break, strips. So Monkey God going for the Ileana. Very flashy stuff. And locking in the Vertihall as well. It means that the Abigail most likely will be banned out. So what will Kelsey do here? Does he have enough firepower to deal with the lineup coming up from Monkey God? And finalizing his draft actually with a Liu Mei. So yeah, we do know Liu Mei has very good strips as well on the third skill. And has to go for that ban. So Vertihall is banned out as well, both sides having the 24% speed leader. But I'm actually afraid for Kelsey because if he doesn't kill off anything early on, it's gonna be very scary for him. Because his only sustain is mainly like that Asher, just like a small heal on the second skill. So Draco goes for the buff. This needs to do big damage. So Airbender onto the Triana, 20,000 damage. But the follow-up isn't there. Yeah, not good enough of a follow-up. Able to beneficial block 2 units. Didn't get the stun, but the slow debuff is also pretty nice. So Ileana here, just going for the protection. Very important. So Asher exhausted his heal already. And if this doesn't kill off the Triana, it's gonna be very scary for Kelsey. Yeah, the heal will be coming. And there we go, Monkey God will be able to go for all this CC damage. Kelsey doesn't have the sustain. Tableau able to push back as well if he chooses to do it, because there's no more slow debuff on speed buff onto the opponent's side. But just going for all these additional turns, so lucky. Briefing and into the pushback. That is beautiful to watch. And the Shimite will drop to the dots as well. The control coming out from Monkey God. The Gina did so much work, placing so many debuffs. Triana finally goes down, but to no avail with the beneficial block. That's not good. Asher will drop to the dots. And this Tableau keeps on getting the normal attack additional turn. So, Team Illuminati taking it 2-0 right off the bat. Super drafts coming out from Monkey God, as I expected. Nothing less from him. I've seen him play throughout the whole tournament in the All-Star Team Battle. I felt like he had one of the most consistent drafts among all of the players contesting in that competition. And it's very nice to see when you're running things like the Gina. One thing we don't really see that unit too often. Able to place so many debuffs, getting the important sleeps onto the 2 damage dealers, the Abigail and also the Shimite. And then also finalizing his draft with the Ileana. Ileana able to protect the team. Something like a mini Pontos there, because has the immunity and also the invincibility for 1 unit. And will this be a clean 3-0 sweep? We do see Sherbet up against How. So How not taking any risk, just taking away the Gianna first pick. And this might actually play to Sherbet's hands, because now he can just go for things like Lulu, Tetra, all this kind of stuff. Sticking to the Tableau again. Yeah, Team Illuminati loves their Tableaus. And going for the Asher as well. So Sherbet is sticking to his guns. He's gonna fight speed here. And what will Hao do? Is he well versed in the 20-star and below battle? We'll see about this. A very good draft for the Gianna would be, of course, having a Lima. Yeah, Lima is gonna be very good here in general. And locking in the Kona Mia. So do we see something like a Lucian potentially with that unit? The turn cycling coming out from Hao is gonna be pretty insane with the Oracles and the Kona. So Sherbet, however, pivoting here with the Triana and Liu Mei. So very heavy light draft coming out from Sherbet. And he will be able to lock in an LD unit at the end since it's a 5-star. And Hao just going for the Leo. He needs a 3-star unit. Leo and Friend, so good heals. And what will Sherbet do this time? Locking in an Iris. Very interesting draft coming out from Sherbet. So Iris, every single time she moves, she'll be able to AoE strip something. But of course it goes through accuracy and resistance check. And we'll see about it. Needs to get some lucky despair stuns as well. So Leo will be banned out as well as the Iris. So no Iris gameplay. Does Sherbet have enough damage with his lineup? Because most of the time Liu Mei is like a support, just there to go for the strips into some procs here and there. Asher most likely on Swift. And it could be a hard-hitting Triana. So Kona buff into the Gianna bomb is gonna be pretty scary. So Asher just going for the buff first. This Triana didn't crit. So does he have enough damage? I am not sure about this one. So no choice but to go for the pushback already. So Gianna taking quite a lot of damage there. Able to cleanse. Gets the double stuns. Very important. Liu Mei. Not able to kill off the Gianna just yet. And the Friend will be able to heal. Yeah, just gonna go for the Fairy's Blessing because Kona at the end of the day has that cleanse up as well. Yeah, needs to go for the cleanse. Getting this important additional turn. Can boost up somebody if he chooses to do it, but just going for the normal attack, getting the stun onto the tableau. And now the bomb lands. This is the scary part coming out from Hao. The double oracles combination together. Liu Mei needs to get some procs. Didn't get it. So nothing he can do here. Everybody has the invincibility buff. And Jenna will be able to heal back up to almost full life. Yeah, there we go. And it's back to square one. All the work Sherbet done to no avail. Triana no cleanse yet. And look at the bomb damage. Already able to bring the passive of the Triana down. Felt like Sherbet's draft a little bit too passive here. So resistance this time onto the tableau. But the additional damage done is just too much. With the speed buff, Gianna is very happy. She'll be able to... Oh, just going for the strip onto the Lima. Interesting. Opting for the slow debuff instead. And it's gonna be downhill from here. The turn cycling onto Hao's lineup. It's just too much. So Triana no choice but to cleanse herself. Definitely not enough damage. And the Gianna will be able to go for the critical error, getting 2 stuns. And once again, I think he can just normal attack first. But playing it safe, going for the start end. And Gianna back to full life soon. The only thing working for Sherbet is that his units are resisting the Gianna's bomb. But he's getting outsped so heavily here. The lineup on Hao's side, a little bit toxic, too many heals. And now it's just left the Asher and the Liu Mei. Yeah, Liu Mei not enough damage. Needs to go crazy. So what would the Kona do? Just boosting up the Gianna in case additional turn? Nope, didn't get it. And look at the heal coming out from the Fran. Every time Fran got the second skill, it's full life for the Gianna. It's not over yet though. Do we see this Liu Mei counter? Has to kill the Lima. It's 2v2. A potential comeback incoming for Sherbet. Has to kill the Liu Mei here. Still alive. I don't like this. It's gonna be slipping away from the hands of Hao. Friend goes down. 2v1 and then now there's no more damage dealer. This Liu Mei at the end went crazy. Wow, I can't believe this comeback. And Sherbet. Wow, that was such a good match. The Liu Mei at the end, 4v2 by the way. Getting the damage on the third skill into the normal attack, getting the armor break as well. And then it just went downhill in less than 5 seconds in that time frame. What a chat. Yeah, Liu Mei. Never look down on that unit. Have to keep that in mind. I thought it was already over when Sherbet lost 2 units, the Triana and Tableau going down, and everybody was full life on the side of Hao. And it just got demolished like that. Really nice job coming off on Sherbet. Team Illuminati. Yeah, don't count them out just yet. 3-0 Candy number 1. So they'll be moving forward to fighting Jia Heng Heng. So Team Illuminati up against Jia Heng Heng in the next match. And then Candy number 1 will be fighting Red Devils in the lower bracket. So awesome stuff. I honestly didn't expect a Liu Mei to hard carry that fight at the end. Because like I mentioned earlier at the start, I felt like the job coming off of Sherbet, he didn't really have enough damage output. Because it was all kind of like supportive units. And here we go, the upper bracket round 2. We do have the match 3, Jia Heng Heng up against Illuminati. And for the lower bracket round 1, it's not over yet for Red Devils and Candy number 1. However, whoever loses in that match will be out. Alright, only the winner will be progressing in the lower bracket round. So it is all still to play for. Will Candy bounce back from a 3-0 loss to Team Illuminati? That was pretty brutal, eh? And Jia Heng Heng also winning Red Devil. So the Southeast Asia region proving themselves really worthy. Yeah, loads of insane fights so far that we've seen. I felt like Tableau, yeah, when it comes to the 20-star battle ruling and also the 4-star and below, Tableau is heavily contested. That's for sure. Especially if you're up against Team Illuminati, because Tableau is one of the best units in that range. Has a 24% speed leader, and also the pushback on the third skill. So yeah, we'll be taking a short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back to the Foreigner Challengers Team Battle 2022. We do have the upper and lower bracket matches coming up real soon, so grab your snacks and enjoy this one. You're definitely in for a treat. So, a recap from earlier. Cha-Cha Heng Heng winning their fight 3-1 against Red Devil, and also Team Illuminati having a 3-0 clean sweep up against Candy number 1. And I think it's unforgettable to mention the Liu Mei, yeah? Mind-blowing match, that one. Personally, I did not expect the Liu Mei to come back from a 4v2 up against a Lima and a Gianna, 2 LD Oracles, able to bring them down instantly as the fight delays, and then bringing down the friend, leaving the Kona last. Kona just can't do anything about that at the end. So awesome stuff coming out from Sherbet earlier, as well as the whole team coming out from Team Illuminati. I think they are playing their A game today. So I believe our next match will be Team Illuminati up against Cha-Cha Heng Heng. This will be the upper bracket, yeah? And then whoever winning that one will be able to move forward to the grand finals. The loser will fall down to the lower bracket. However, for the lower bracket fight, we do have Red Devils up against Candy number 1. Whoever loses that one is the end of their streak, and they'll be heading out of this tournament. And the winner in that loser bracket will progress forward to fight the loser of Cha-Cha Heng Heng or Team Illuminati. So pretty good stuff so far. I really loved all the drops coming out from both sides actually. Bringing their A game, and also able to see a lot of unconventional units in the 20-star battle and also the 4-star. Because Iris, yeah, things like Iris, Liu Mei, we don't really see too often. So here we go. We do have Yon Hong 187 up against Cold-Hearted. Yon Hong already 1009 points in this current season RTA. Very strong player. And here are the pre-bans. It's gonna be the Gianna and the Ragdoll. I think it's gonna be a contest. Maybe a Shizuka or Lima. So what will Yon Hong go for? Taking the speed leader away for Cold-Hearted. So going for the Oliver. And Cold-Hearted is just gonna opt for that Marsha, because Marsha Oliver is gonna be pretty scary. Don't really want that combination. Have to break it up a little bit. And do we see a safe Lima pick here? Yeah, there we go. I think Lima is a better pick. But Shizuka is also a very good counter towards Lima. So earlier, Cold-Hearted already flashed the Shizuka. Does Yon Hong want to take it away from her? We'll see about this. This phase of drafting is very important. Yeah, has to steal the Shizuka away. And going for a Cadiz as well. So Cold-Hearted. Probably shouldn't have flashed the Shizuka. But yet again, all these players already know what kind of counter is good against whatnot. And Cold-Hearted going for the Dominic this time. So Oliver Cadiz is also a very scary lineup. And Cold-Hearted just taking away the Yon Hong as well. Trying to steal as many LD Net 5s on the Yon Hong side. Because he does have that unit. So what does Yon Hong want to do here? Bringing in the Nana for safety measures. And a Molong as well. Mephisto is gonna be a very, very good pick here. Good counter towards the Nana. Definitely locking in the Mephisto. And who will the bans be? Because if you're Cold-Hearted, you're really afraid of the Caddis branding into Morlong's Reckless Assault, I still feel like you should have enough sustains. Ban off the Caddis, I guess. Because if you're leaving Caddis, you're susceptible to the strip branding into either the Reset or the Reckless Assault, so Caddis has to be banned out. And there we go. And we'll be able to start the first match of this best of 5. Team Illuminati up against Checha Heng Heng. Let's go. Cold-hearted Yeonhong moving first. Going for the Blade Fan onto the Oliver. Lima not taking any risk. Going for the immunity and also the invincibility buff right off the bat. However, Shizuka is premium. As you can see there, everything is double. So 2 turns invincibility. But everything proccing on Yeonhong's side. He doesn't want this. So now the Nana and the Oliver no more buffs. With the branding, pretty sure this one-shots. And Oliver is so low on health. Yeonhong able to boost up somebody here for the kill. But just going for the normal attack. Banking on this Masha to kill. So that might be a little bit of a misplay. Because now the soul protection will be onto this Oliver. I guess she thought the Masha could have killed off the Oliver earlier. But doesn't really matter. Oliver will be able to go for some reset soon. So Yeonhong not the Lima not able to strip anything. And that Oliver is definitely able to move soon. Oh no. I felt like Cold-hearted got a little bit greedy there. Additional turn. So Lima will drop soon. Has to push back. Got it. And able to kill off the Lima. Yeah, definitely a slight misplay. This Oliver is still alive. So this Nana needs to land armor break. Didn't get it. Molong, however, lands the armor break. And Oliver, the Oliver train again. Reset for years. Big damage onto the Yeonhong. Most likely can kill off this unit, but we'll see. This Shizuka no skills yet. Just opting for the normal attack. So finally something will drop onto Yeonhong's side. And this Dominic getting a very important additional turn to kill off the Nana already. No stuns from the Molong. Another round of reset comes. Does Molong have the Reckless Assault? Needs to kill this Dominic. Not yet. Ooh, very important armor break there. So this Dominic isn't gonna be life-stealing anytime soon, and it's so low on health. The Dragon Dance is coming as well. You know, I think Cold-hearted lost this one just because she wanted to save the Yeonhong's heal. Dominic goes down. Because earlier the Nana didn't have any more stacks. Big misplay. And Molong, there's no way a Molong loses to a Masha. Yeonhong taking this 1-0. Ha, that was a little bit of a misplay there. I felt like you shouldn't save the Yeonhong's heal. You just boost up and go for the kill. Yeah, right there and then. If anything, yeah, there's a Shizuka second skill to bring back the Oliver, but as long as it's not in play, he won't get the Oliver train to keep on resetting all of your other units, right? So yeah, a little bit unlucky. And yeah, Yeonhong taking that 1-0. So good stuff so far coming up from Yeonhong. 100% win rate in this tournament itself so far. And we do see the next set of players soon. So earlier it was Monkey God playing the second match. And honestly, I felt like he kind of steamrolled his opponent with his draft itself. And we'll be able to see again who gets the first pick, because I think first pick is gonna be very heavily contested with that Tableau. Tableau is gonna be a really strong unit to have, as well as YS. Oh, they're actually switching things up a little bit. So for the 4-star now, it's gonna be Sherbet. Remember YS taking away that Asher. So not gonna let YS have the Asher Tableau combination. Just gonna split things up a little bit. And we do see that MVP Liu Mei as well. So remember YS going for the Fei and Hongyeon. Very speedy draft coming out from YS. However, on Sherbet's side, he's not letting it go yet. He wants the first turn, going for this full light combination with the Jin and Kabila. And I think like a last pick Iris will be very nice as well. So YS very confident with his speed. He's not pivoting, he's sticking to his guns. Going for the Shimite and the light magic archer. Yeah, we did see the... Oh, he actually removed the light MA into the Mina. So, literally full light coming out from Sherbet. A Bella at the end as well. Is that a super fast Bella for the attack bar boost? We'll see about this. Because I feel like Kabila will be banned out. That is definitely the fastest unit on Sherbet's side. But just taking away the Liu Mei. Yeah, Liu Mei proving herself really worthy as a force ban potential. So 30% speed leader coming out from Sherbet. Definitely gonna get first turn. And what will the Bella do? He can actually just go for the strip. And needs to land. So big damage. And Tableau will be able to push back. Yeah, he needs to go for this combination. Armor break lands onto the Shimite right now. Big damage as well from that Bella. Yo, that Bella crit for 9,000. However, Jin might potentially go down here, getting stunned up. Double ignore damage, 2 units deleted from that Fei. And Sherbet now doesn't have any damage dealers already. Whoa, the Fei nuke was important. So this Mina getting so much damage done. And it seems to me that it will be going to the side of YS for this one. The Kabila just drops. And that was a very quick one. Whenever it's both sides fighting speed with speed, if you don't kill off anything like within the first turn, especially with Fei in play, you never know. One ignore damage sufficient to kill off somebody. Sometimes we are seeing like 4 in a row as well, because it's only a 25% chance to ignore with the Fei. Got it onto the Bella and also onto the Jin. The 2 very important units actually. Yeah, because Jin definitely is the damage dealer on Sherbet's side. He went a little bit... He focused too much onto the first turn, I guess. And then got demolished after that. So now we do have Marty up against Monkey God. So it's 1-1. This is the 20-star battle ruling. Monkey God taking that Tableau away. Very heavily contested unit, as I mentioned earlier. So Marty Going for the Asher and Kona. Because we do know Marty has that Gianna as well. So what will Monkey God do here? Oh, we are seeing a similar draft that he brought in earlier. The Gianna without the A. And also taking the Gina-Gianna combination. I love to see that. Yeah, pretty fun. And what will Marty do now? Because I felt like he wanted to take the Gianna. But since it's already taken up, has to go for this Dominic. So Dominic Kona as well can be pretty scary. And locking in a Wedjut for first turn potential. Yeah, Monkey God. The Wolyong. So double speed leads. And I guess he really wants first turn as well with the Bella. Once again, Monkey God. Even in the 20-star battle ruling, he wants to go for full LDs. I love to watch this. So, Marty playing it safe with an Abilio at the end. What will the bans be? Because if you ban out the Gianna, it's just the beneficial block coming out from the Gina. It needs to be speed tuned really well with the Tableau after that. So Gina actually getting banned. We do have the 28% speed leader. So 4% more for Monkey God. Gonna be a pretty interesting one. A potential fast match as well. So Massacre. Bella will be able to heal up. Getting the attack bar boost. But the Wolyong, kinda in the pickle right now. Just gonna opt for the attack buff. Bomb landed onto the Kona. Ooh. The Tableau didn't get the stun. However, additional turn. It has to go for the pushback, I guess. He really wants to kill off the Kona first. With the Dagger Grudge, can this kill? Big damage, Kona removed. Wedjut and Asher can't really go for the buff. Because Gianna is always there to punish it. So now just keep on stacking bombs onto two of those units. Asher actually going for it. The Gianna is gonna get the strip real soon. Yeah, I think Marty is gonna be having trouble coming back from this. Does the Bella lands the armor break? He does. Whew. That was a lot of damage. No provokes from the Abilio as well. So now bomb lands onto the Wedjut. Look at the damage from that Gianna, man. It's crazy. Monkey God. Really a god in RTA. Nobody able to have a problem. Nobody able to clinch like one fight from him, eh? Yeah, and now it's just left the Abilio. So Abilio is definitely gonna drop to that bomb later. Tableau no skills just yet. Dagger Grudge comes into the kill. So for the third match, Monkey God securing the win for Team Illuminati. And a potential game point at the end after this one. We'll see. It's gonna go all the way to round 4 at least. So sit back, relax and enjoy this one. So far so good. I love when all these players, even in the 4-star region, they still just bring in all their LD units. But of course, Gina, if you haven't built that unit, make sure to make one because That unit is so strong. It's a free unit, yeah? Second Awakening, easy. And then, of course, it's gonna be tough to get things like the Tableau, but Bella, we did see the Bella doing quite a lot of damage. And also, getting the armor break off every single time he moves into big damage from the Gianna's normal attack. So with the armor break, the Gianna did what? 3007 per hit? Something along those lines. And yeah, Ashe just couldn't sustain that. Even though there's so many heals on the side of Marty, things like the Wedjat, Abilio just couldn't heal up enough. And now we do see Doctor up against Jin Yao. Jin Yao needs to get this one to 2-2. So Gianna will be banned out as well as the Atna. Because Jin Yao is the master of that unit. Loves to play the Atna Sagmat. Very unconventional. So first pick goes to Jin Yao. Locking in the Shizuka right off the bat. So what will Doctor do? A real Doctor in RTA as well. Going for the basic combination. The Dominic, Marsha, and Jin Yao finally locking in his Julian. He's able to play this unit this time. And going for a stripper in the form of the Water Ryu. So we do know Jin Yao loves to go for an AoE armor breaker with that Julian as well. So Doctor locking in the Heigang, Oliver. Two very strong units. "15 seconds left for Jin Yao to choose his units here. Very important draft. Going for the SEAEN actually. Very interesting SEAEN draft. So with that being said, is he banning off the Oliver? Because if Oliver gets a chance to reset that unit, there's no bomb. Oh, this Diana is huge. I'm already liking the draft coming off on Doctor. Because Jin Yao is heavily revolved around the water units. So what will Jin Yao do? The Diana and the Heigang is gonna be pretty scary. So both sides locking in their bans. It's gonna be the SEAEN and the Heigang. But yet again, I feel like Doctor's draft is actually pretty decent. Shouldn't be able to get one shot by the Julian. Because honestly on Jin Yao's side, he doesn't have any armor breaker. Yeah. So the Masha goes first. Probably just gonna do some poke damage. Choosing to go for the Shizuka. And I feel like this Diana is always just gonna place the shield. It's the only form of sustain onto Doctor's side. Huge damage onto the Watery already. With the branding as well. Does the Oliver move? That's the question. Nope, not yet. So Wish of Immortality comes. This is gonna be a very tricky one for Jin Yao. Needs to get a stun. Okay, he got it. So now Shizuka, third skill, will be able to AoE stun the opponent as well. So Oliver getting this additional turn doesn't really matter because on Doctor's side, the only strips is the Diana, which he doesn't have. So So spreading his damage already onto the Shizuka. Wusa will be able to heal up. 10k damage onto that Diana. It might drop soon. So another round of stuns. And a branding as well. Yeah, Jinyo's draft looks pretty good, eh? Doctor can't really do anything about this because there's no strips. The Oliver is kinda pointless here. So Wusa next turn has the third skill up again. Diana will drop to this normal attack. Actually going for the stun. Huge damage onto the Oliver. Because Diana now only has a skill up. It got stun up non-stop again. And it's down to the last hit. Needs to bring down something. This Wusa super tanky. Does this go to a game 5? Oliver drops. Diana as well. Just choosing to go for the safety play. So Diana no choice. I feel like he needs to go for this. Try to kill off something at least. But this Shizuka very tanky as well. I don't think this normal attack breaks the shield. So he's just gonna go for the Shizuka. Diana finally dies, getting the important despair stun onto the Dominic. Masha is dismounted. Big damage onto the Shizuka. It's not really over yet. But I guess it is. Now he's just left Dominic alone. And the Julian has the second skill up next turn. So he's definitely gonna get stun up. There we go. Pretty sure it's gonna die as well. So Jinyo bringing it back 2-2. Very close fight once again. I felt like Doctor maybe needed like another stripper on his side. When the Heigan got banned out, the Oliver couldn't do anything. And of course Diana got getting stun up every single time. No choice, right? Because if you don't use the shield, you go for the nuke. The Julian might have cut at the first turn itself because it was already at full attack bar. So didn't want to take the risk and then going for the safer play. After that it just went downhill, getting stun up left, right, center. And just drops. So yeah, pretty unfortunate stuff. And so far, this one is going to a 5 match. So, do we see Connor coming out for Jeje Heng Heng? Because the next fight is gonna be the SWC pre-ban ruling. Here we go. The match 5 has started. And it's gonna be Cold-Hearted actually, up against Yon Hong once again. So Cold-Hearted, I felt like kind of misplayed earlier. Back for redemption, I guess. Waiting for both of these players to lock in their pre-bans. Maybe we are seeing something like a Tianlang, Lima. Oh, back to the Gianna and Ragdoll once again. Alrighty then. However, first pick goes to Yon Hong. Taking the Oliver once again. And Cold-Hearted. No changes actually. So just going for the Dominic and the Masha. Actually removing Dominic for the Lima. Alright. So pretty much standard stuff so far. And will Yon Hong draft something like a Shizuka? $10 seconds left. Yeah, I think no need to change anything up. Just go for the Shizuka Dominic. Cold-hearted, opting for the Yeonhong once again. Or does she? Okay, Yeonhong and Kanal. Kanal can be pretty nice here, because double win on the side of Yeonhong. It's gonna be doing quite a decent amount of damage, as well as the stuns, slow debuff and whatnot. But opting for a Riley this time. So Riley is gonna be able to heal up the team. A lot of support-ish units on the side of Cold-hearted, which also does pretty good amount of damage as well. So Cadis. Is Cadis the game plan again? Taking a Miles this time. Miles and Bulwark, very good job coming off on Yeonhong. The Bulwark is gonna enjoy so many stacks. And finally locking in this Diana. Okay, interesting draft. I feel like Diana doesn't really play a good part here, but we'll see about it. But it's just gonna be bent out together with the Bulwark, because Bulwark will be getting a lot of stacks from the Riley and also the Lima. Don't really want that to happen, but you do have the Shizuka, a superior unit. Once the Lima uses the third skill, she'll be able to increase that times 2. That's the beauty of it. So this Miles, super fast. Faster than Cold-hearted's Yeonhong. Just going for the big damage. 11,000 actually. Very good consistent damage like that. Getting the strip onto the Lima into the reset. That is so important. Yeonhong down to the last hit. Thankfully that unit stayed alive. But no skills just yet. So Dominic almost getting one shot. They're just gonna secure the kill. Didn't get the strip. Very unlucky on that Miles. So the Shizuka just gonna place the immunity and invincibility buff as well. This is kind of back to square one. Yeonhong needed to kill off the opponent's Yeonhong right there and then. So with this 2 turns immunity and the heal as well, able to sustain this Yeonhong for a fair bit more. But the Miles is doing so much damage. Look at that. Lima 2 turns every single time. I feel like you bring back the Dominic. Try to kill off something. By going for the cooldown onto the Oliver. Interesting. Probably expected this additional turn. But Oliver will still drop. That's the thing. Yeah, you could have banged on the Soul Protection. I mean the second skill from Shizuka onto the Dominic. Try to kill off the Yeonhong there. So now everybody back to full life. Cold-hearted playing this one really well. And will they clinch this 3-2? We'll see. Yeonhong pretty low on health. No armor break landed this time. And another round of heals comes from the Riley. And Yeonhong will be able to heal itself as well. There we go, both attack bar full. Getting the juicy crit onto a water unit. And this Lima, man. That's the reason why Lima is so strong right now. Just can't do anything to her. This Masha is so tanky. 14,000 at this stage of the game. And it's still like just half life. The rune quality matters. So first life of the mouse goes down. The Blade Fan should secure the kill. There we go. Left the Shizuka alone. I don't see any way for Yeonhong to come back from this one. And we do have a potential grand finalist here. Jaja Hing Hing. Just one unit away from securing the grand final. Lima no strips. But everything full life on Cold-Hearted side. This is the battle draft that I'm talking about. So once again, Shizuka just trying to sustain herself. One more turn for the strip. Yeah, the Blade Fan can't do much. There's like, what, 6 buffs on the Shizuka? And if this strip comes, didn't get it again. Yeah, everybody is having troubles fighting the Shizuka at the end. So no strips just yet for Cold-Hearted. I'm pretty sure this Shizuka is gonna have the revive again soon. So just stalling out the match. Going for the normal attack. First life down again, but this Yeonhong no skill to finish up the clean sweep. The Masha faster though, and the Shizuka will go down. Cold-Hearted securing Jaja Hing Hing to the grand final 3-2. Very nice drafts once again. Shizuka, of course, kind of counters a little bit against the Lima, but yet again Lima has the AoE strip, placing slow debuff. Actually, the slow debuff is the important one, where you're reducing your opponent's speed by 30%. That is actually huge in this kind of gameplay. Also, no mistakes made, I feel like, this time. Yeah, from Cold-Hearted. The Yeonhong did really well. Yeah, this time not screwing around with the heal and stuff like that. Just gonna give it the attack buff every time. And into the kill. Oliver couldn't really do too much. So yeah, very nice fight. And they will be heading into the finals. However, it's not over yet for Team Illuminati. They will be dropping to the lower bracket. And they will be facing either Red Devil or Candy House. We'll be seeing the match real soon, right? So these are the players from the Taiwan and Hong Kong region. I didn't get the best of starts, but hopefully one of those will pick up. All the way in the lower bracket finals, they need to win every single match now, because if they lose, they're out of this Foreigner Challengers Team Battle Tournament 2022 hosted by Comtours. So once again, please make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end, because there will be a coupon code up for grabs. So make sure to watch all the way through. Hope everybody is enjoying their Saturday afternoon. And we will be waiting for the next set of players to get ready. Alright, also, the prize list for this tournament, the champion will actually get either a Shina or Maruna figurine, as well as 500 crystals. The runner-up will be receiving 500 crystals for each player, and for the third and fourth placing, they'll be getting 200 crystals each. Here we go. We do have Red Devil up against Candy number 1. Representing Candy, it is Dan Zero. On the other side, it is DC. So it's gonna be the 2 LD units pre-banned, Song Zhanglao and the Yeonhong. So Dan Zero wasting no time, taking the Dominic away. A Morlong and a Masha. Very good draft so far. Good counter picks. With the Wusa and the Mouse. Mouse very nice against Molong. Potentially getting a first turn stun onto that unit. Very important. And also a very good damage dealer towards the end when you're dealing with the Masha, right? So Tianlang is out. Tianlang counters the Dyna so heavy. I feel like the Tianlang will be a force ban. So 5 seconds left for Dan Zero. What is the other unit that he chooses here? Going for the Abilio. So good sustains coming out from Dan Zero. Very well-rounded draft. And on the side of DC as well. 3 good damage dealers, including a Molly for a support. So Leo is gonna be last picked. So Molly is banned out, the only healer on DC side. Of course, we already expected the Tianlang to be a force ban. And we'll see whether a full damage lineup is able to bring down the draft from Dan Zero. So working onto the Mouse already. With this juicy Wish of Immortality, the shield is gonna be really thick. Needs to work onto the Molong. Does the Dyna go for it? Not really. Because the Dominic moves, getting the important branding onto this Dyna as well. So the Reckless Assault can't really kill off anybody. Just gonna go for the second skill. Do we see a potential heal coming? Yep. So now, every time Abilio gets a turn, it's gonna be healing the team for 10% plus. Oh, didn't get the crit. So Dyna's still pretty healthy. Oh wait, maybe dropping soon. Reckless Assault onto the Dominic, still alive. And this Dominic is gonna heal up. Getting the additional turn to kill off the Molong as well. Wow, Wusa getting another proc. So this Dominic will sustain again. And one thing, when you're running Leo, your Masha won't be able to hit too hard as well. That's the downside of DC's draft. So another round of heals coming. Look at that. The Dominic just won't go down without a fight. The Leo will drop soon. And it's pretty much over from here on out. So Dan Zero. Very nice draft. Although the Leo kinda counters Smiles, but hey, you're also countering your own lineup. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. No heals as well coming up for his team on DC side. When the Molong goes for the Reckless Assault, especially if it's on Violent, it's not gonna lifesteal with a Vampire set, all those kind of things. And it was just too low on health to do anything after that. It was just like a trading off one unit for one. And at the end of the day, you can't even bring down the Dominic because Dominic has the damage reduction from water. You could see there, very important, able to sustain on 1 HP. And with the passive on Dominic as well, below 50%, you'll be able to lifesteal a little bit. So yeah, pretty good stuff so far we've seen. Candy House taking it 1-0. So for the next set of players, we do see Kelsey representing Candy House and Jeffrey for Red Devil. So once again, Tableau is in play. So Jeffrey, after seeing the Fae, chooses one on his own. So Fei Kaki, big damage output. But it's gonna be speed against speed again this time. So nobody backing it out. Kabila. And another speed leader in the form of Izaria. However, on Kelsey's side, he needs probably another damage dealer in this slot. Or if it's not certain that his tableau gets first turn, then he needs an attack buffer. Like the attack buff boost. So 2 seconds left. It's gonna be the Liu Mei. Feel at this point maybe you just ban off the Draco. But we'll see. Kabila Asher most likely will get first turn, no matter what. And is the Kelsey's draft able to tank all this damage done? So Asher is banned out, as well as the Draco. Is the Fei and Kaki enough to kill off something? We'll see. So Kabila goes first, definitely. Into the Kaki's Blitz Slaughter, that's big damage onto the Shimite. Probably just gonna go for the pushback. Oh, actually going for the sleep. Very interesting. However, Shizuka might drop soon. I mean the Shimite. Yeah, with the second skill. Haven't used the third skill, ignore damage yet. So what can these 3 units do here? Tableau gonna go for the second skill. Actually didn't get the stun, but armor break all round. Felt like Faye should have just used the third skill. She's gonna die soon. And now return dies. Yeah, the Faye might drop. Yeah, with the slow debuff, it's not gonna be moving. Kaki goes down as well. Should have just banked onto the Fei ignore damage, I guess, but he probably didn't want to wake up the Liu Mei. So that was a little bit sad for him. Kelsey is in the driver's seat, bringing his team to victory soon, 2-0. Just needs to finish off this Izaria, and he does it. So it was a very quick one. Felt like once again he should have just taken the opportunity when he had the chance to just try to ignore some damage done. When you went for the twist kick, Tableau getting the pushback, yeah, the Fate isn't gonna be moving anytime soon after that. So pretty good draft so far. He wanted first turn but didn't commit fully on it, in terms of the damage output that he had, and just bites back at him. So 2-0 up so far. Candy number 1 up against Red Devil. So Red Devil needs to step up their game here, if not they'll be getting 3-0. Alright, for the next one, it's gonna be the 20-star battle ruling. So we'll see whether there's any experts on this one. Once again, I feel like it's gonna be a Tableau first pick. Yeah, on the side of Hao, Asher actually. So very nice. So if you're Fish, with all this pressure, going for the Kona and Ragdoll. Yeah, at this point, he just wants his LD Nat 5s to be in play. Not taking any risk. And we're seeing how controlling with the Roid. So one thing I love about this unit, it is actually a 2-star. And it's so strong. If you haven't made one, please make sure to do so. That unit is pretty decent. And how locking in the Gianna as well. It's So I feel like this Gianna pick isn't really that great because Kona is in play. Kona has the cleanse, unless it's gonna be banned out. So Hao needs to find something to deal with the Antares or the Masha if it's not gonna be banned out. So 2 very good fire units there. We'll be able to choose 2 Nat 5s. There we go, we are seeing a Han and Lima. So how earlier this double LD Oracles lost to the Liu Mei? Will they actually win this one? So Tetra, very nice last pick coming out from Fish. Which means that I feel like the ban will most likely be onto the Lima. Lima is gonna be so scary here. So 5 seconds left to lock in their bans. It's gonna be the Han, alright? He doesn't really want to take the chance to get one-shotted. But we'll see whether the double LD Oracles can win this one. Masha needs to hold on to the second skill, try to burst down when they are off wheel. I think that's the only gameplay that Fish has. In terms of his strategy, no wheel. Alright, so this Gianna isn't gonna be countering anything. Will the Asher just go for the speed buff? He does. And once again, Gianna is a sitting duck because Tetra is in play as well as Kona. So I feel like Fish just needs to work probably onto the Lima or the Royd. Very important to bring down one of those units. So start and comes. Yeah, there's no strip on the side of Fish. Apart from Tetra's normal attack. So just gonna go for the cleanse. Can't really do anything here. And does the Royd actually control the Kona? Going for the Tetra actually. But resisted the provoke. Playing it very safe, going for the shield right off the bat. Oh, the counter onto the ragdoll. And now there's no cleanse for Fish. Because Kona already used it. And why did he actually use the shield onto the Tetra? I have no clue. This ragdoll is gonna drop. Or does he now? He's in torrent range. He's able to kill us something, but if it's not on Vampire, it's gonna die. Yeah, Lima just gonna opt for the normal attack. Ragdoll goes down. So what will the Masha do here? Needs to kill off the Asher, I guess. Pretty big damage. Does Kona have the research? I believe not. Because earlier it did onto the Ragdoll, right? So yeah, no research yet. Needs to get an all-important stun. So Masha dismounted. Should be able to one-shot this Asher with a normal attack. There we go, additional turn. Has to bring down the Lima this time. But it's taking so much damage. Does the Lima just go for the safer play with the third skill? It does. I feel like now you just go for the heal. Try to sustain your Masha for a little bit more. Actually resurging. Did he disconnect? It seems like his timer was up. That was a very interesting play. So Masha very low on health. Okay, goes for the shield. Strip comes and Kona will be able to cleanse. So this needs to kill off the Lima. Big damage, no additional turn. So the Masha will go down. And it's like just two supports up against the double oracles. I think the double oracles will win. With a heal buff every time, you can't really do anything about that. How? Looking to secure candy number 1, 3-0. It all depends whether this Tetra and Kona can do anything about it. Just needs to keep on turn cycling with the normal attack. If Tetra goes down, it's pretty much over. Lima needs to go for the heal. And there we go. 3 turns heal, 15%, very nice. As time goes by, the attack power increases. So the oracles will be hitting a lot harder as well. Look at that, the Tetra might drop. There we go. How taking it 3-0. So good stuff so far coming out from Candy House. They kind of demolished all their opponents. Taking it 3-0 and they'll be progressing forward to fight Team Illuminati in the lower bracket, I believe. Yeah. So far so good. The double oracles finally coming up ahead. Especially in 20-star battle, I feel like if you have those two units, most of the time should be easy breezy for you to secure the win, right? And here we go. We do have the match 5 and match 6, which is the lower bracket round 2. Illuminati up against Candy number 1. And for the finals, Jia Hing Hing already locking themselves in. They'll be fighting either the winner. They'll be fighting the winners from the lower bracket round 2. So, will we see Candy bounce back from their 3-0 loss earlier towards Illuminati? Maybe they are more confident right now, getting their groove. And it's definitely gonna be a very interesting one to see who will come out ahead on this one. Because earlier, Illuminati kind of destroyed Candy number 1. But yeah, they've been playing their A game in the lower bracket. Maybe when they feel more pressure, they work better there. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see who comes out ahead on that one. So probably we're just waiting for two of those players, the two teams to get ready. And also, please make sure to stay tuned at the end. We do have a coupon code up for grabs, alright? So we'll be taking another short break. And when we get back, we'll be able to continue with the final 2 matches, alright? So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit. And we are back from the break. So welcome once again to the Foreigner Challengers Team Battle 2022 hosted by Comtours. We do have the final 3 teams, yeah? Jia Heng Heng already locking themselves in the grand finals. And we do have the lower bracket finals, which is Team Illuminati up against Candy number 1. So those of you who have just joined in, please welcome. Sit back and relax and enjoy this few last fights because it's gonna be a very interesting one. So far we've seen insane fights, things like Liu Mei coming back against double LD Oracles 2v4. I still can't forget about that one. Yeah, Monkey God playing really well. Also, Kenny House also securing 3-0 against Red Devil. And it is still all to play for, as the winners for this tournament will be getting either the Shina or Maruna figurine, 500 crystals for each of those players as well. And for the runner-up, they'll be getting 500 crystals each. And for the 3rd and 4th placing, they'll be receiving 200 crystals each for the players, right? And also make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end, as we do have a coupon code for you all, alright? So it's a pretty nice one. Please make sure to collect it once the coupon code is shown up later on in the stream. So we are just getting ready for the lower bracket teams to get prepared. And we do have Team Illuminati up against Candy number 1. So far Candy number 1, players like Dan Zero, was it Doctor? Yeah, stepping up their game. How? Yeah, How did well. And we are also seeing them coming back from a 3-0 loss against Team Illuminati earlier in the group stage as well. So it's all to play for. Hopefully they can come back and win against Team Illuminati. But yet again, both sides, their drafting has been on point. So we do have the first match players here. Dan Zero up against Yon Hong. Yon Hong has been very consistent in his draft and also his gameplay. So pre-bans will be the Ragdoll and Yon Hong. Will Team Illuminati get another 3-0 win? We will see about this. First pick goes to Yon Hong, locking in the Oliver every single time. And Dan Zero is going for that Tomo Dominic. So Yon Hong not gonna let Dan Zero have the Shizuka. They are drafting really fast. So we're seeing Atna, Wusa as well on Dan Zero's side. Yon Hong going for the segment. Already locking in the Gianna and Shizuka earlier. The segment is actually pretty decent. With speed lead, most of the time should outspeed the Atna. And following up with a Masha as well. I think Yon Hong is just gonna ban out the last pick. He seems pretty confident. Or maybe the speed lead. We'll see about this one. It's gonna get a little bit tricky. Because if you let the Tomo through, if Oliver is banned out, then Atna might potentially get like a strip stun. So Segmet and Tomo will be banned. 33% speed leader against Dan Zero's 24. So Gianna is gonna get nullified here since Haegang is in play. Yeah, just gonna hold on, but the damage onto the Atna already. That's a lot. That Oliver super tanky as well. Atna might drop soon. So the protection onto the Oliver. But to no avail. The only damage dealer in that side on Dan Zero is basically the Dominic. But getting a huge Despair stun onto the Shizuka, very important actually. And will this Gianna just go for the cleanse? Like, oh, not even opting for the bomb. Okay. So branding is still onto her. needs to kill off something with the glancing, failing to crit the Etna. But the Shizuka getting the additional turn, able to send everything back onto the side of Dan Zero. That was so important. Gets the reset out onto the Wusa. So Dominic is definitely gonna get control with the stun and also the 2 turns bomb. It's looking really grim for Dan Zero right now, because there's no heal just yet. So trying to work onto the Wusa already, because Dominic will drop. Will he bring back the Oliver? He does. Oliver trying to reset once again, landing it onto the Wusa. Oh, this went rough. Real fast. Gianna still alive. Able to place another bomb. Double bomb secured onto the Wusa, and it's definitely a win for Yonhong. Wow. The Shizuka proccing out from that stun was so big. If not, I felt like the Oliver would have died. And there weren't any soul protection on him just yet. So yeah, that was a really good one. And yeah, the Etna was also very squishy. Most of the time when you're running Etna, speed, yeah, is on Swift. So I felt like maybe it kind of lacked stats a little bit there. You could see the Gianna normal attack already took out like quarter life of that unit. And Masha just following up with some normal poke damage here and there. Even through the Wusa's Wish of Immortality. Yeah, it just went down really fast. Couldn't really provide too much debuffs as well. Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. So, Yonhong, yeah, Team Illuminati sticking to their roots again. Very strong draft and leading this series 1-0. Alright, now we do have Kelsey for Candy, number 1, and Sherbet representing Team Illuminati. So once again, it's gonna be the Tableau pick. Very heavily contested unit. And do we see Sherbet run something like a full LD again? So we're seeing an Asher already picked up. Asher Liu Mei. Alright. He can still fall back onto his Jean and whatnot if he wants the speed lead. So going for a Triana Huadam this time. 2 very solid counter picks for Kelsey. Because Kelsey is draft, he's not gonna be able to kill off anything really soon. With a Huadam and Triana in play. So he needs to think really hard here. Does he commit fully into the all-in damage? And he actually kinda does with the Abigail and some good CC control coming out from that Gina pick. Down to the wire. So last pick for Sherbet. What will it actually be? Because I feel like Sherbet's draft, he's just gonna try and tank out the damage done from Kelsey. If Kelsey can't kill off anything within the first 3 turns, it's gonna get a little bit scary for his side because they do not have any healers. So with the Molly in play as well, the Molly is gonna be so good. Molly has to be banned out. But it's still not over yet. With the Abigail's random armor break into Shimite's nuke. Could potentially drop something real soon. So Kabila moving first. Just opting for the buff. And has to get the pushback. Got it onto the Liu Mei, very important. And now the armor break will come. Going for the beneficial block. Alright. So what will the Tableau do here? Going for the return dice. Trying to get another round of turns. Pro Hunt didn't do much damage. But Liu Mei really low on health. However, Triana will be moving soon. So able to cleanse somebody right here and then. So Asher going for the heal again. Like I said, if Kelsey can't kill off anything within the first 3 turns, I think it's over. His window of opportunity is removed. Because now most of his skills are on cooldown. Trying to work onto the Shimite. Big crit. 8,000 onto that unit. And he goes down. There's just not enough firepower on the side of Kelsey. Triple stun, but to no avail. This Triana has to heal up again. Yeah, probably just gonna work onto the Abigail, and there's no way the Tableau and Kabila can do anything about it. Very good counter draft coming out from Sherbet. You've seen him earlier. He kind of baited out the all-in cleave coming out from Kelsey. And then he pivoted right into the Huadam and Triana, and that was mainly it. There was just so much support, so much passive from the Huadam and also the Triana to deal with. Shimite, yeah, when Shimite and Abigail uses all their skills and you don't kill off anything, it's pretty much downhill from there. So yeah, very good draft once again coming out from Sherbet. I love how he kind of baited the opponent by trying to maybe going for the first turn with the Liu Mei and Asher, and then suddenly falling back really hard with 2 of the greatest supports in this kind of 4-star ruling. Right, they are leading 2-0, and it is Monkey God. He hasn't really dropped any points just yet for today, and locking in the Gianna already because he does know that Hao has the double LDs for the Oracles, trying to split things up. Gianna is very important here. So what will Hao do? Does he fall back to something like a Tetra Lulu? Go for the tanky route? Doesn't seem so. He's going for the Asher and Roy. So Kona once again coming out from Monkey God. And a Rakuni as well. Ooh. A lot of attack bar boosts. I am liking this one. I feel like at this point Hao needs to go for like a Tetra or something. Because you never know. With the last 2 picks of Monkey God, it could be something like a Lucian. Yeah, and there's no speed leader on Hao's side yet. Something like a ban onto the Lima, maybe a Lucian pick will be a very juicy one. Going for the Tableau. Or is he not? So Tableau and Cheongpong. Going for the Gina at the end. This is a very scary job coming off on Monkey God. Hao needs a universal speed lead. He has one Nat 5 to choose. Who will he go for? Five seconds left to choose this unit. It's so important. Down to the wire. There we go. He needs a speed leader and he's locking in the Sierra. So I feel like Hao most likely will get first turn. Because on the side of Monkey God, he doesn't have any speed leads. The Han should be quite fast as well. And it's gonna be the ban on to the Han. Do we see Chungpong Gina combination carrying Monkey God's lineup? And both sides will choose their leader skill soon. I think no doubt for Hao, it's definitely gonna be the Sierra lead. However, for Monkey God, he doesn't really have much. It's just the 26% resistance, banking on this slight resistance chance for Sierra to miss the bomb. At the end of the day, he doesn't have any other better leads, so no choice. Asher goes first. Gets the buff. And will Lima just go for the strip? She does. Sierra needs to land this bomb. Gets it onto the Chungpong. So big damage done. Chungpong, very unlucky. The additional turn from the right. If not, the Chungpong would have sustained. And I feel now, how are you gonna kill off Hao's lineup? Okay, something to work with this. However, Lima is the threat. And the additional turn secures the clans. Oh, this is gonna be really quick one for Hao. The Roid getting the very important additional turn to finish off the Chungpong earlier. So Gina is gonna get controlled up. Down to the last hit already. And there's just no way to deal with that Sierra. The damage output from those two supports isn't gonna do too much. Honestly, if the Chungpong sustained that, I felt like Monkey God could have won. But the turn cycling is gonna be pretty insane on his side with the Rakuni and the Kona. So now Kona getting bombed up. And with all this additional damage from the Oracles, Gina will drop. Kona will drop as well soon. Yeah, the control comes. And Rakuni won't be able to cleanse. Resistance. But to no avail, the normal attack so much damage. And finally, a very good start for Candy House. At least they took back one fight. So Rakuni goes down. It's 2-1. It's not over yet for Candy number 1. So they still have a very good shot at making into the finals. Of course, Team Illuminati just one win away to meeting Jeje Hing Hing once again in the finals. So if, let's say, Illuminati goes to the finals again, it's gonna be like a rematch for the All-Star Team Battle. We do know a few weeks back they did play in the finals as well against each other, and Jeje Hing Hing coming out ahead. However, I felt like Illuminati has been playing a lot better since then. I think they did a lot of homework in terms of their 4-star and below matches and also the 20-star team battle ruling. Yeah, they've been drafting a lot better in that department. And so far, no mistakes made in game as well. So I felt like if it comes to the finals, if Illuminati fights against Jeje Hing Hing, I hope we see up to a game of 5, but it's not over yet for Candy number 1. We do have Richards finally making his debut today up against Doctor. So Richards is a very strong RTA player. And we'll see what he can do against Doctor here. So it's gonna be the Tianlang and the Yonhong bands. So first pick, do we see a contest for the Oliver? It's gonna be the Dominic. Alrighty then. So Doctor, whenever you see Dominic, you need to probably take the Masha away. So we're seeing a Shizuka picked up already, as well as the Masha. So Richards, we do know, very, very heavy LD user. And we're seeing the Pontos and the Narsha. Two really strong units. I feel like this Gianna is just like there to be pre-banned off. I feel like you still need to ban off the Pontos at the end of the day. The unit is so scary. And locking in an Oliver as well. Richards finalizing his draft with the Cadiz and also a segment. So no, if Pontos is banned out, that's the only speed leader on his side. However, Doctor, what will he actually do? Because if both speed leads are removed, the Gianna isn't gonna be moving. So it has to go for this more. There's no choice. And I feel like Pontos will still be banned out. Potentially. But we'll see about this one. A very nice draft from Doctor. So both sides taking their time on this ban. And it's gonna be the Gianna and Sakmat actually. So we'll see whether the strip comes onto the Pontos and a potential reset onto that unit. But Shizuka also kind of hard counters Pontos. So Masha moves first. Already doing so much damage onto the Cadiz. Getting the stun onto the Nasha as well. Yeah, we'll be able to place this because AoE stuns. And the Cadiz dies right off the bat. Pontos is resetted. Oh, this doesn't look good. The additional turn. The Dominic. Sayonara to this unit. 100-0 real quick on the side of Richards. It's just 2 units left. Doctor calculated this one to perfection. This Oliver, MVP, able to reset everybody off. Nasha is dismounted as well. With the attack break, this Nasha isn't gonna be doing any damage. This Oliver just keeps on going, man. So, no skills from the Pontos. Everything will drop to this rolling spike. And Team Illuminati, they will be facing Cheche Hing Hing in the Grand Finals. That was such a fast match. I think right off the bat, the Cadiz died. Like the Masha with the armor break into the Cadiz. Counter branding didn't really do too much. And then also getting the ill-important stun onto the Nasha with the Moor. So yeah, with the pushback strip, then the Shizuka can follow up with the AoE stun, getting the stun onto the Pontos. It was just downhill from there. They were a little bit too slow, I guess. But yet again, when you're running those kind of comps, Pontos needs to be on Violent, right? Because sometimes with a lucky Violent proc here and there, you'll be able to come out from the stun, able to cleanse, and whatnot. So yeah, a little bit unlucky on the side of Richards. But hey, congratulations to Team Illuminati. They'll be progressing forward to the finals. And they'll be facing Cheche Hing Hing. This is like a repeat for the All-Star Team battle that happened a few weeks ago. And I feel like it's redemption time for Team Illuminati. They are stepping up their game today. And yeah, we have been seeing pretty good drafts coming out from them. Very solid. I feel like there wasn't any mistakes done by them. However, Cheche Hing Hing side, a little bit hiccups here and there, but still smooth sailing. So we'll see whether they can capitalize on any mistakes that the team from Cheche Hing Hing makes. Right, so we are waiting for the representatives for this final match to get ready, and we'll definitely be heading right in. Also, make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end, as there will be a coupon code for you all. Alright, for you viewers at home, it's gonna be a pretty good one. So yeah, just stay tuned, sit back and relax and enjoy this tournament. Also, the winner for this tournament will be receiving the Shina or Maruna figurine, as well as 500 crystals for each player. So it is all to play for these two teams. Let's see who gets away with it. Alright, I am so stoked about this one. So far we are seeing like Yeonhong playing super well, out of his mind actually. Almost winning all of his fights, yeah? Probably dropping one towards the game 5 against Cheche Hing earlier. But that's pretty much it. So, as you can see, his ranking in the RTA season, even last season he was in the Legend tournament, yeah? Rank 4 I believe. So this guy, he's improving his RTA so much. And I love to see him play more. In terms of Cheche Hing's side, they do have players like YS, also Jin Yao. Those two users don't really abuse much LD Nat 5s, and one thing I really like to watch them is that we get to learn what kind of units, like normal Nat 5 counters, which LD Nat 5s in that sense. And yeah, they're doing a really great job in that department. So yeah, I feel like the first match, maybe Cold-Hearted will be fighting Yeonhong once again. We'll see about that. Or if any of the GOAT players want to step up to clinch the first win, secure that bag. Yeah, who knows? But most likely it will be Cold-Hearted, which is Jiamin, alright? aka Jiamin. Also very heavy, Tianlang, Ragdoll, Lima, all this kind of good stuff. Able to contest with the drafting from Yeonhong, right? Because he does have those units as well. So I still feel like the first match for the grand finals later, it's gonna be two of those players, the Goliaths in their representative teams. And yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait to watch this one. So far, unfortunately, Taiwan and Hong Kong region are out. Yeah, Red Devils being 4th place. They lost to Candy number 1, 3-0 I believe in the lower bracket earlier. And then also Candy number 1 falling short towards Illuminati once again. Yeah, they fought twice today. It was a 3-0 and a 3-1. So yeah, very good drafting so far coming out from the Southeast Asia region. And yeah, can't wait to see more of those coming. Do we see Team Illuminati revenging from their loss in the All-Star Team Battle? Or whether Cheche Hing can consistently keep up their win streak? Yeah, it's gonna be happening real soon, so sit back and relax and enjoy this one. So hopefully, I am not sure whether the RT meta will kind of change soon, because we do know balance patch will be hitting in a bit, yeah? So hopefully we get to see some good stuff getting buffed. Let me know down in the comments below. Who do you want to see getting buffed like real soon? I think on every player's mind, whoever has the Christina, yeah, Christina, hopefully we see some sort of comeback for her. Also, maybe one of the newer units, the Zen, the Wind Shadowcaster, a slight buff will be nice onto that. And it's gonna be a very interesting third skill, you know, the Zen actually. Able to disrupt the team combination coming out from the opponent. And yeah, just waiting for two of these players to get ready, and we'll be heading right in. So how is everybody doing? Enjoying your Saturday afternoon / evening wherever you're from? And those of you who just joined in, welcome to the stream. We are having the grand finals of the Foreigner Challengers team battle really soon. And it's gonna be Team Illuminati up against Hing. Yeah, a repeat from the All-Star Team Battle 2022, which happened a few weeks ago. So I really want to see whether Team Illuminati can come back from their loss back then. Also, for those of you who just joined in once again, there will be a coupon code at the end, so please make sure to stay tuned all the way through. We are almost at the reaching final finish line, and yeah, can't wait to see what this 2 units has to offer. Because I'm pretty sure the drafting will be kind of similar towards what happened earlier when Illuminati fought against Hing in the winner bracket. The pre-bans, yeah, pre-bans, we'll talk about that. So when when Cold-Hearted fought against Yonhong, just trying to remember back what happened, trying to do a recap. It was always the Gianna and Ragdoll ban out. And after that, the contest for Oliver, yeah? Because Yonhong really loves that unit. I feel like securing the speed leader is very important. And then after that, you can probably fall back to some supports, things like Shizuka. Shizuka is also a really strong unit right now. And then we always seen Cold-Hearted going for something like a Lima Masha after that. And Yonhong, very confident with his drafting. However, failing to win his last fight. But at the end of the day, Cold-Hearted also made like a slight misplay with her own Yonhong. Because I feel like she don't really use Yonhong often, because when she's running her drafts, it always consists of things like Tianlang. So when you're running Tianlang, it doesn't really synergize well with the Yonhong itself. So we do see Cold-Hearted actually up against Doctor. They're switching things up a little bit on Team Illuminati's side. And Doctor just gonna be banning out the Ragdoll. It's pretty similar bans because Yonhong and Doctor has the Gianna as well. And Doctor will be taking this Dominic. So Cold-Hearted, yeah, as always, going for the Lima Masha. And we did see the Shizuka countering the Lima pretty hard. So it's a very good unit to have. Prolonging the buffs for one more turn right now. Five seconds left to choose the other unit. So I believe Doctor already kind of understand what he wants to go for. Going for the Oliver actually. Cold-Hearted just sticking to her guns. Because this is a lineup that won her the match. So it's gonna be Yonhong. 10 seconds. If it's a Riley, okay, going for the Sierra. So Nana will be picked up onto Doctor's side. That Sierra is actually a very good pick, where Cold-Hearted has good strips into the bomb. But you're also susceptible towards the Shizuka later on as well. So Mephisto will be picked up. I feel like the ban will be onto the Shizuka. The unit's so scary. Mephisto, I feel like is a very good pick here. So it means that you don't really need to ban out the Nana. A good force ban material. As well as this Diana. Because Diana, Yonhong, they'll be getting a lot of additional turns with the attack bar boost. And Diana will be banned out as well as the Nana. So speed leader on the side of Cold-Hearted. Will she be able to kill off anything at the start? Because the Yonhong is definitely super fast. As well as Doctor's mouse. Needs to get a stun here. Just opting for the normal attack. No rush on it. That is actually a very premium Shizuka. Getting the strip on the normal attack. And Lima is resetted. I believe. Did it get reset? I have no clue. Didn't get to see. So Dominic will be moving though. So Yonhong already exhausted the heal. And securing the increased cooldown time onto the Lima already. So fastling, big damage. Potential one shot here from the Yonhong's Blade Fan. Yeah, has to do it. Critting everything as well. So if you are cold-hearted, I feel like you try to control the Dominic. But opting for the Shizuka. Failing to stun. That's a little bit unfortunate. So Shizuka has the third skill up. Getting the strip. Lima goes down. Shizuka is gonna be able to send everything away onto cold-hearted side. No brainer, good bombs. But Sierra getting the additional turn. Has to kill the Sierra now. Big damage. And there isn't any heals onto the Yonhong. So cold-hearted, it's not looking too good for her. Oliver is back up. Just gonna secure the reset onto this Yonhong. Dominic will finish off the... Actually, probably the Dominic will go for other units. But securing the kill onto the Sierra. So what can the Yonhong do? Pretty much nothing. Masha will be dismounted. And once the Dominic moves, it's gonna get one shot. Because Dominic don't care whether you're fire or not. It does pure damage. Didn't get the stun, but that's just too much to handle on cold-hearted side. And Doctor taking that 1-0. That's the beauty of having Miles and the Dominic in your team, where both of those units, they don't really care about the elements. They just do very consistent damage every single time they move. Especially if Dominic gets one additional turn. I think one unit dies right off the bat. That's for sure. As well as Miles. Yeah, Miles has the second skill stun. And yeah, we did see the Miles actually doing pretty big amount of damage right at the start. It was around like 10k per hit. Pushing back the attack bar of the Yonhong as well. But once again, the MVP for that match was the Shizuka. Getting the single target strip on the normal attack into the reset. So Lima was kind of redundant there and then. Couldn't really do anything after that. And yeah, just went downhill. So very good fight coming out from Doctor. Maybe he's the one. Should be fighting cold-hearted at the start. Yeah, they know the problem. And they are addressing it really well. So remember YS this time. We'll be fighting against Sherbet. So YS taking away the tableau. As we do know, Sherbet loves to go all these LD units. So we're seeing a Liu Ming and Asher once again. Ah, YS, he knows. He knows the potential pivot for Sherbet. So just flashing the Triana here. And actually locking the Antares as well in. So this is gonna be spicy. Because YS, he can still potentially go for the full pivot into the second turn. Tableau is always very well versed in both of those kind of drafts. And now Sherbet, he's gonna go for it. This time, going for the all-in damage with Kaki and Gina. So what will YS do? I think at this point he knows his Triana is gonna be banned out. And if he still goes for the second turn units, so Suiki and Amdot. Removing the Amdot for a friend. So good immunity on the side of YS. Yeah, he needs at least one because I guess he probably knows that the Triana will get banned out. So Sherbet, does he go for one more damage? Or another attack buffer? Okay, getting the Iris in. So Iris has very good potential strip stuns. However, YS is banking on this Antares to do what he does best by proccing into the second skill big damage. So Asher moves first. Let's go. Going for the buff. And Iris getting the silence onto the friend. That is huge. This Liu Mei doing a little bit of damage here and there. Kaki failing to land the armor break onto the Antares, so that's pretty unfortunate. And Liu Mei needs to control this unit. Getting the slow debuff, but Triana will be able to cleanse if she chooses to do it. Going for the Fran. So Fran next turn has the heal up. Quad stun. Big damage as well from this Antares. Kaki is dead. So on Sherbet's side, it doesn't look too good. Because now Tableau can get the speed buff, but not choosing to do it just yet. Now Fran able to land the immunity and attack buff for the whole team. Triana is gonna hit really hard, 16,000 damage onto that unit. And it's pretty much over. YS counter drafting Sherbet really well this time. So Iris couldn't really do too much here. The Tableau didn't even use the third skill. And YS will be taking it back 1-1. Awesome draft. I love how they kind of baited each other here and there. Like at the start, the first 3 picks. And then finalizing his draft with all these tanky units. The Triana also hit really hard though. Gotta take note of that. And we are going to a game 3. And it is all even Stevens 1-1. We are in for a treat this time, guys and girls. Whoever is watching this one, I am certain it goes all the way to match 5 because both of these teams have been playing their hearts out and their drafting gameplay as well has been on point. So let's see who are the next set of players representing their respective teams. The winner for this Foreigner Challengers team battle, of course, will walk away with the Shaina or Maruna figurine, as well as 500 crystals for each player. So it is definitely all to play for. We do see Marty up against Monkey God, and Monkey God flashing the Tableau already and securing it in. So Marty this time going for the Asher and a Kona as well. What will be the counterplay? Going for the double G's, yeah? Gina, Gianna. Perfect combination between each other. Does Marty actually wants to go for that Juno? I honestly don't think so. So we're seeing a first time Zeratu in game for this tournament. And it's gonna be the Dominic to be pairing up with him. So first turn potential, we've seen this time and time again from Monkey God. How well this draft actually works. So it's the Wolyong and Bella. I don't think on the side of Marty, he can't really contest first turn. And Leo most likely will be the ban. If Monkey God is afraid of that. But there's an Asher without speed lead. So we'll see whether this Asher actually outspeeds. Okay. It's not letting the Leo through. And the Gina will be banned out. So 28% speed leader on the side of Monkey God. I feel like he needs to kill the Kona or maybe like the burst damage Zeratu first. So Bella will be able to armor break something if he chooses to do it. He's very confident with his Wolyong, so Wolyong will get the buff. And I feel like at this point you place it onto the Zeratu, yeah? So big damage. Able to go for the pushback. With the speed buff. The Dominic taking so much damage. It might actually drop this. This perfect combination coming out from Monkey God every single time. Able to kill off something right off the bat. And what will Asher actually do? Getting the additional turn. However, failing to land the stun. So Zeratu actually going for the buff. So taking so much damage. However, additional turn. And Kona will be able to heal up. I know he wants to go for the second skill, but I feel like the heal is more important. But now, Gianna is able to strip the Zeratu. Not going for the strip, just the normal attack should do because it's gonna turn cycle faster. And Zeratu drops. It's 4v2. No cleanse on Marty's team. Because Kona already used it. He has to bang that he gets an additional turn. Another round of heals coming out from Monkey God. This draft. So strong. And what can a Kona do? Nothing. The team synergy between this, man. The Bella armor breaking into the Wolyong's attack every single time. Wow. I love the job coming out from Monkey God. And if he didn't get to ban out the Gina, maybe going for other units, it's gonna be a lot scarier because of the strip stun into the sleep. There's just so many things for you to deal with. If you let the Tableau through, you're gonna get armor broken into the Wolyong's heal, boosting up the team. Tableau pushing back everybody, and Wolyong can actually kill off somebody when they're armor broken. So the draft coming out from Monkey God, I think that is the perfect lineup that you want for your match 3, yeah? The 20-star battle rolling. That's one of the best synergy I've seen so far in my entire life of playing this game. Yeah, it's really well versed. And speed tuned as well. So he was very confident, you know? Like, even though the Asher's attack bar was full, he just went for the normal attack. He was hoping that his Wolyong can follow up. So yeah, very good stuff. And now we are seeing Jin Yao up against Yon Hong. This is definitely gonna be a tough one for Jin Yao. Potential game match here. So Team Illuminati, if they win this one, they'll be the champions of the Foreigner Challengers team battle. However, on the side of Jeje Heng Heng, they have to make it even to go to a game 5. So pre-bans, it's the Gianna and Shizuka. So Jin Yao taking his time to lock in this first pick. Very important. stealing away the Masha. So Yeonhong is going really fast with this one. Double speed leaders already locked in with Oliver and Waterryu. Can Jin Yao actually still contest for first turn? It's gonna be tough. There's no comeback potential with a Shizuka as well because that unit is banned out. And Jin Yao has to go for this Etna and Ciara. However, he still needs one more speed leader on his side. So Yeonhong drafting so far looking slightly better with the Segment and also Dominic. So double speed lead Segment most likely will outspeed almost everything. And what will Jin Yao go for? Because Waterryu is already removed. Maybe placing something like a... Okay, falling back onto this Nana. And an Antares. Yeah, he has no choice but to pivot into second turn, but it's all jumbled up onto Jin Yao's draft. It's like not here, not there with the speed. So we'll see about this one. Feel like Yeonhong could be probably just going for like a Rika or Okeanos, Kanal maybe. All those kind of units is gonna be so good. Rika definitely force ban material on the side of Jin Yao because there's no immunity apart from Masha normal attack in terms of his passive. And if Masha is banned out, then what can you do? You're gonna get controlled really bad. So both sides taking the time to lock in this ban. It's gonna be the Masha. And Rika is true. I have a bad feeling for Jin Yao this one. Although his Etna might move first, but the Rika slow and dots is gonna be huge. And maybe Etna can't even strip the Segment if he's going for it. So we'll see about this. Potential match point game winning here for Team Illuminati. Segment actually faster. So going for the reset onto the Ciara. There won't be any bombs. Didn't get the stun onto the Oliver as well. So Ciara will be reduced in terms of the attack bar. Just gonna try to work onto her. And this Antares needs to carry this match really hard. But one Despair stun from the Rika is pretty much game over. So Rika will be able to place the dots into all these debuffs as well. So glancing onto the Antares. But on the side of Yeonhong, his Oliver might drop really soon. There's one thing working for Jin Yao. And getting huge crits onto this Dominic as well. Ooh. That is scary. So Rika needs to control. So Ciara dies. And with the Segment, just reset the Antares for damage. And there we go, 12,000. And now we'll be able to see another set of reset coming out from the Oliver. Rika needs some sleep procs. Didn't get it, however he got the stun. So second best. And now the control is coming. Everything's so low on Jin Yao's side. But Nana still got one stack. So one unit is gonna get revived. And that's about it. Needs to go for it. So Antares will die to the dot if it procs. Probably has to kill off the Etna here. Going for the Antares, very interesting. Because I feel like the dot will kill. Huh, alright. So Segment going for the reset onto the Ciara. And Rika Will she just go for the second skill? Okay, normal attack. Well, this is gonna be close. Yeonhong needs the Rika to use the third skill next. Antares drops. Sarah drops as well. And Team Illuminati securing their win 3-1 against Jaja Heng Heng. So congratulations to Team Illuminati. They have been playing so well, taking it 3-1. I think throughout this whole tournament, MVP wise, definitely, it's hard to tell, yeah? I'm in a pickle between Yeonhong and Monkey God. I felt like the whole roster on Team Illuminati's side have been playing so well. And it was so different comparing to the All-Star team battle that they had previously a few weeks ago. They all stepped up their game and they've been drafting so well. You can see the last pick, Rika, although it got a little bit scary at the end, but I feel like things like Okeanos with additional damage, even Karnal in that slot will suffice, yeah, and you'll still win the match. So Rika there just to pour salt on the wounds and able to get a very easy 3-1 clean 3-1 fight against Jaja Heng Heng. So kudos to all of the players that have been playing for today. I say this has been a wonderful one. So Team Illuminati will be getting the Shina or Marina figurine as well as the 500 crystals. Also, yeah, just gonna show the bracket once again. So congratulations to Team Illuminati. They'll be getting 500 crystals each player and also the Shina Marina figurine. Cheche Heng, however, they won't go away empty-handedly as well. They will be receiving 500 crystals each player for all of their efforts. And also Candy and Red Devil, they will be getting 200 crystals each in terms of all their players that join in for this tournament. So it's been a really fun one. Once again, Illuminati, man. Yeah. The Yeonhong's draft, so strong. I love how he actually just went straight for the Moore and also the Oliver at the start. Because I remember seeing him using that draft where the opponent goes very heavy second turn pivots, but the additional damage from that whole lineup is just so much to deal with. Especially there was one fight previously in another tournament that they had. His Okeanos, without any armor breaks, brought down like half of the life of the opponent. Just from additional damage. Maybe quarter, yeah? Slightly more than quarter. So it's like really insane. The rune quality on those players is why they are all up there. And yeah, good luck to them progressing forward in terms of their RTA journey for this season, as well as we'll be having the balance patch pretty soon as well, so I can't wait for that. And yeah, we'll see whether the meta changes in the near future. But for now, it's still gonna be something like the Shizuka, Oliver, Dominic, Marsha as well. Nowadays, those two are like the BFFs. They love each other really a lot. And yeah, thanks for your time today, guys and girls. Without further ado, we'll be releasing the code for today, alright? So it is Hi Foreigners. You'll be able to get one mystical scroll, a potential net 5 for you guys. Please make sure to collect it as soon as possible, alright? So once again, the code is Hi Foreigners. You'll be able to get one mystical scroll. Alright, please make sure to do it right now, as I'm afraid there might be a cap on the redemption. I'm not too sure about that. So just make sure to do it right now. Hi Foreigners, you'll be able to get one mystical scroll. And that's about it from me today. This concludes the end of the Foreigner Challenges team battle hosted by Comtours. Congratulations once again to Team Illuminati for winning this one. And I am really looking forward to seeing you all in the next one, alright? So take care, stay safe, have a pleasant weekend, and enjoy the rest of your week. So just gonna leave it right here. For the code, yeah? Please make sure to collect the code right now.